Welcome back guys again. Today I'll give you 5 things that I love. I wouldn't say love, love's a strong word, isn't it? 5 things that I like about the 701. So I'd say number 1 has got to be, and I mean most people are going to laugh at this, but number 1 for me is this hydraulic clutch. Most premium bikes now will have a hydraulic clutch, but my background of riding comes from road riding, and the road bikes, I mean before this I had an S1000 RR superbike, and it was a cable clutch. So when you wanted to get the front wheel off the ground, the cable clutch just did not have, or in my opinion, did not have the feel that a hydraulic clutch has. Especially with the engine in the 701, it's a long stroke engine, so it's not very snappy, which is great because it's very progressive when you are on the gas. But if you do want it to snap and maybe hop over something if you're off-road, or if you do just want to wheelie it, that having the hydraulic clutch and just being able to use a one finger, I mean, it's never really something that I ever thought about before owning the bike. Like I say, most Husqvarnas and KTMs have the hydraulic clutches. I think the Japanese stuff is still behind, don't quote me on that. I've got a friend of a friend who's got a WR 450F, and that was still on a cable clutch. But yeah, I mean, it just livens things up. It just makes riding this bike much more fun, and it makes it easier as well. Like I said, with the long stroke motor, 701s are renowned for their bad fueling as standard, and combined with it being a long stroke engine, they're quite easy to stall when you get right down low in the revs. So you do find yourself using the clutch to feather the clutch, keep the revs up, stop it from stalling, and just knowing that it is a hydraulic clutch that's so light with so much feel, it really transforms. I mean, I couldn't imagine, right, if this had a cable clutch, I wouldn't enjoy it. Not that I wouldn't enjoy riding it, but it would be something that I'd look to change. Number 2 on the list of things that I like about this bike, it's going to split opinions, especially for off-road riders. I'm going to say the quick shifter, because this is kind of marketed as a 50-50 bike. And if you're doing 50-50 and you're spending 50% of the time on the road, yeah, if you are doing the road miles, you're going to be revving this thing out. And having the quick shifter, again, you could easily live without it. You don't need, it's not a necessity on this bike, but it just makes things more fun. Most people will probably say it's not useful off-road. I mean, I've not ridden motocross now for a long time, so maybe it is a common thing on an off-road bike now. Just get the confidence up on this bike and you've become accustomed to the power that it has. Using the quick shifter off-road, it makes sense. Number 3, probably got to be the exhaust. Now it does sound quite throaty as a standard bike, but it does sound good. Yeah, I highly recommend the wings. When you change the exhaust on this bike, it definitely changes the character, only in a good way. Another thing that I like about the bike is definitely its versatility. It's not a master of anything. It can do everything, but it's not mega off-road. It's not an enduro bike, and it's not a supermoto, so you can't get it right over. But it falls somewhere in between. It can do the distance, and it's just fun. I think this bike is what you just need to understand. It's fun. So yeah, I'm having fun on the roads, and only 10 minutes ago I was off-road, and at a decent level as well. People really slate these things sometimes about the weight, and yeah, if you're in deep mud, then you're in deep shit. But on the lanes we've got in the UK, it just feels like a very versatile bike. Quite easily ride down. Maybe so in the UK, if I rode down to say Southampton, get a ferry down to the Pyrenees, ride around the Pyrenees, come through France, back home, it could do it. You could do that on a lot of bikes, but I don't think you're gonna. This is probably the most off-road focused bike you'd want to do that on. You could do it in an enduro, but yeah, you're being bits. The vibrations. I know everyone bangs on about maintenance. It's not that bad on an enduro. I'm not speaking from experience, but I know people who've got them, and it's, yeah, you've got to do the oil changes, but the oil changes that they recommend are based on racing the bike, not just touring, not plodding around the lanes on them. So then in the future, guys, I'm hoping to have a lot more content, maybe take you on some little adventures that we're going to do. I am looking at entering the Sweet Lamb endurance race next year, early next year. That should be a right laugh. You'll see just how shit of a rider I am on that, especially when the fatigue sets in.